It is 2022, and many are still oblivious to the dangers of spreading and consuming misinformation. The world continues to innovate, and with the rapid growth of technology, fake news continues to thrive by the day. Today on The Proof, we're looking at 3 claims fact-checked by Africa Check, a fact-checking organization which promotes accuracy in public debate and the media. My name is Joe Hansen. Welcome to The Proof. Joining me to unpack today's claims is Iyorchia Ayu, researcher and community manager at Africa Check. First up on our agenda are claims made by the chairman of Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Iyorchia Ayu. The claims were made during the presidential primary election of the PDP. The PDP chairman took aim at the track record of the governing All Progressives Congress (APC) and said that Nigeria is now both the poverty capital of the world and also the third most terrorized country. He also claimed that the economy had collapsed with a high unemployment rate of 35%. Are these claims correct? Africa Check checked. Well, joining me is Iyorchia Ayu. Iyorchia, tell us, how did you fact check these claims?
Thank you, Joe. We looked at 3 claims in the speech. 2 of the claims were incorrect and 1 was mostly correct. Let us talk about the 2 claims that are incorrect. On Ayu's claim that Nigeria is now the poverty capital of the world, we found this claim to be incorrect. In 2018, the Austria-based World Data Lab project sparked the now widely circulated narrative that Nigeria is the world's poverty capital. But in June 2022, the World Poverty Clock estimated that 83.1 million Indians lived in extreme poverty compared to 83 million Nigerians. Now, the World Bank measures extreme poverty as the number of people living on less than $1.90 per day. And based on absolute numbers, India has more extremely poor people than Nigeria.
Well, aside from using the World Bank data, what other pointers made Africa Check arrive at the verdict that this was a false claim?
In May 2020, the Nigeria Living Standards Survey estimated that 82.9 million people lived in poverty. But the survey by the country's data office did not use the $1.90 poverty benchmark. The National Bureau of Statistics said the national poverty line at 137 naira, 137 and 430 naira a year, or about 376 naira 50 kobo per day as the poverty line for the country. And in that time, that translated to $353 per year, or 97 US cents a day. Now, this has dropped to 313 per year, or 90 US cents a day, based on the June 2020 official exchange rate, which is because of the devaluation of the naira. Now, we also asked an expert if it was acceptable to call any country a poverty capital. Now, we spoke to Iyorchia Ayu, a professor at the University of Calabar in southern Nigeria, and who does research around poverty and economic development, and it told us that it is possible to describe a country as a poverty capital. However, that does not mean the country is the administrative headquarters of poverty. It just means that the country has the highest number of poor people. The professor added that for a human to live well and survive every day, he will need some basic things which are the same across the world. And these are food, water, and shelter. And we can compare two countries based on some of the economic indices. However, this comparison should be done using common benchmark. For example, being the World Bank benchmark, which is about $1.90 per day.
With all of these, it's obvious that the data doesn't support the PDP chairperson's claim. So what was the second claim you found to be incorrect?
Ayu also claimed that Nigeria is the third most terrorized country in the world. One attempt to measure global terrorism is the Global Terrorism Index by the Institute of Economics and Peace, an international think tank headquartered in Australia. The GTI tracks out 163 countries. Now, to rank countries, it uses data on deaths, incidences, hostages, and injuries from terrorism, and weighed over 5 years. Now, in its 2022 edition, the index ranked Nigeria the 6th most terrorized country, with Afghanistan, Iraq, and Somalia ranking first, second, and third.
Thank you so much, Alwell Okbi. Well, this is why fact-checking matters. We must ensure that it is true and factual information that sets the tone for public discourse and debate. It's good to know that we have fact-checkers who continue to debunk the spread of fake news in our society. But they can't be the only ones doing it. They need each of us to flag misinformation when we come across it, because we all have the instinct, and you know what they say about when you're in doubt. I'm sure today's edition of The Proof has enlightened you more on why it is important to verify and get your facts right before sharing misinformation. Make sure you have the right statistics, check your source, and avoid spreading any or wrong information due to your biases.
Put that proposal on the table and then let's discuss it. And if they need a right, you can't say because there is a rule here. We work according to the rules.
There it is for another episode of The Proof, powered by Africa Check on News Central. For more details on the fact check, visit africacheck.org. That's africacheck.org. If you have any comments or claim you want us to fact check, you can tweet at africacheck_NG. Follow us on social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. I'm Joe Hansen. And that does it for The Proof for today. See you again on the next episode.